Hey guys, today's a very exciting day. Not that today is a day in particular, but anyways, today's a very important day. And that's because I have finished my Minecraft building. It's so big and tall and it took so long to make. Anyways, this is Cluster's new tallest building. It kinda already was for a long time, and in fact that's taller. But technically this is Cluster's tallest building because it is Cluster's tallest building that has been finished. And so I'm gonna do a tour video for today because it's all done now. So this isn't going to be like my usual videos in Cluster where I show you all the new things I've done. But rather this is going to be a tour video of this building and nothing else. I'll start with the exterior and sort of demonstrate this thing, and I will be going over most details. However, I'm not going to stop at every single floor and go in every single room because that's just gonna take too long. So I'll have y'all take a look at the outside here. It's very pretty, a very magnificent looking building. Guys, what should I name this building? I was never really intending to name my individual buildings, but I think this one is important enough to me and the channel and the city of Cluster that I think this one deserves a name. So let me know what you think I should name this building. So I want to go over the outside first, like I said, and this building is sort of the splitting point between South Main Street going this way and North Main Street going this way. And so it's very much triangular, and it has this sort of tower part, I always call it, and then this extension up here. It has many antennas sticking up and some little spikes all over it, a very flat roof up top, and a big triangular cutout to let sunlight in. And then on here it's got two sort of other flat panels, I call them wings, and they're connected with a little diagonal strip to make it look a little less squared off, basically. You also notice the building is decorated by these stripes going up and a lot of details on the facade, as this is an Art Deco style building, but it's not completely Art Deco. It actually has two architectural styles. It's mostly Art Deco, but it's also a little bit neo-Gothic, so that's pretty cool. And it's got the big glass up top with the tiny little sort of top thing, and this does add towards the building's final height because for two reasons. One, it's not just a piece of technical equipment, it is also the decoration, and it was also originally built with the building, and like I said, it adds to its height, and the building's height from the very ground to this thing is 777 feet. Anyways, I will now demonstrate the inside, but first I want to talk about this entrance. There's two front doors facing the road, and there's also two on either side. There's one of these doors on the other side of this thing. This front entrance is actually not really anything too special. You see, if this building was real and I was designing it, I would have totally made these doors one of them spinny ones with gold trim on them. Some older buildings from this time, Art Deco buildings, would have that. Anyways, here's the front entrance lobby and everything. Just take a look. We have a front desk on this side, a front desk on this side, and then in these sort of wings, I call them, we have elevators. And if you saw on the outside, maybe if you noticed, the reason why the windows don't start until a little higher up is because the elevators prevent them from doing that. You see, I had to very much carefully work these elevators into this building because these are all bubble column elevators and they're all direct routes to the floor. So if you wanted to go to floor 43, you'd have to go in this elevator and go all the way up. We also have two wings of elevators, so on this side we have all the floors and on that side. And on this side we have all the even floor elevators, And on this side we have all the odd floor elevators. So, you know, all the odd floors go on this side we have all the even floors. This building has 52 stories / floors. However, the elevators in the first floor only go up to 45. This is because, and I'll show this in a minute here, but it says more elevators here, and that's because at floor 45, the elevators are, there's more elevators there basically. You go up to floor 45, and then you find the next elevator. So I'm gonna start with this little basement area, starting with this area, going back here. This is like vaults. These are meant to be vaults in here, so for all the different companies that would work inside of this building, they have some vaults, and there are precisely 5 vaults in this building. I don't need to go in every single one of them, but I did. Back to the elevators. There is one central down elevator, and on the bottom it says do not enter. It's because if you wanted to go down a floor, you would want to use this elevator. All the other ones are up elevators. There's this nice chandelier over the basement, which is very much open. And this basement is kind of interesting. It's got different rooms and tunnels and stuff. And it has these little turns in here. And if this was an actual building, then these particular rooms would be like a bathroom. And then this goes back to this area. And then we just have all random sort of little rooms in here, probably closets, except for this one, which is the stairs. And these stairs are very perfectly thought out, perfectly made, because they say floor 2 and then stairs on each one. And there isn't stairs for floor 1 because of the way it is designed. It has floor -1. And then onto floor -2, or the second layer basement, we have 2 identical rooms that look like this on either side. So that's what this is on this door, in that door. And we have some technical stuff, maybe some pipes would be running through there. So that's the basement, and then I'm realizing just now that this would probably be a pretty long tour, so hang on guys. Alright, anyways, we have many various rooms all throughout the first floor that look onto the streets. And just so you know, everything I show on this side is going to be mirrored on the other side, okay? So just remember that as I show you this. So we have rooms, these hallways in here, and this building does go back pretty far, and like I said, random little rooms up in here. And then it keeps going back until we finally get to, this is the bottom of that triangular cutout part, and it's sort of domed a little bit with the glass. It goes up a little, and then another third desk, and then we keep going, more rooms in here. We keep going and keep going and keep going until we eventually find a restaurant. This is meant to be a restaurant with a kitchen, everything like that. And this is sort of a eating room, and you'll notice throughout the length of the building there's many more doors on the outside. I never even go in these doors, but they're there, and they're all on the same place on the other side too. Anyways, now I will start demonstrating the elevators. It sort of starts out here, floor 2, 4, 6, 8, these are the even floor elevators. There's more hallways going back, so I'll show floor 2 first. And remember, you can also use the stairs. So this is floor 2, and it's kind of like floor 1. This is the part of the building that took the longest, for sure. So we have some doors going into rooms. These ones face the front of the building, and it's all very much nicely laid out. The thing is, floor 1 and 2 have a higher ceiling than all the other floors, and so I have the lights hanging down, and you can see that sort of triangular shape going throughout it. plus an extra room on the end here. And we just have some sort of normal rooms in here, nothing too fancy, and this is what it looks like on the inside of that triangle. It's completely surrounded by more rooms, and I'll use the stairs here to get to the next floor. Floor 3. So this is all the other floors will look like, and actually I just remembered something. There's a little walkway between these two buildings on floor 2, so that's pretty cool. This is the exact same as floor 2 except for the lights hanging down, and also on all the odd numbered floors there's a little tunnel going back. I mean, not a tunnel, hallway, obviously, going back to these stairs. So basically on odd number floors the stairs have the little tunnel, and on even number floors it would be over here. So those stairs in there actually have to lean sort of towards the center of the building up in that tower. So the stairs are kind of interesting. I wouldn't recommend going all the way from floor -1 to 52. So anyways, I will now go to floor 24 or 23, I guess, because it'd be easier based on where I'm at in the building right now. But on floor 24 rather. So on floor 23 it's kind of interesting because all of the lights have to be sort of sunken up into the ceiling because it's an extra half a slab taller, and it might not look like I'm that high up right now, but just so you know, there's the road down there. This is the very last of the floors that are not the tower floors, I call them. Floor 24 is the first of the tower floors, and it's laid out very much differently than all of the floors below it, and this is because the entire triangular system is underneath us now. And speaking of these windows, I might as well just show these. They look like quite nice windows. I left that door open, I gotta go close that. There's some extra rooms on this extension, and then the extension goes away on this floor, and you'll also notice that sorta goes in an extra block. So this building is very thick. Sort of, it doesn't collapse in on itself quite as much as a lot of other buildings do in real life. This is a very well-structured building. Anyways, I'll now go all the way up to floor 45 so I can show you the sort of elevator thing I was talking about. So here it is, this is floor 45. The regular elevator is cut off, and all the rest of them are up here. So, same layout and everything, just minus that extra chunk extension. And it's very much high up now, you can see. Okay, so this is in that cube-shaped part, sort of at the top, and pretty much everything is the same, except as the rooms go on, the stairs lean more towards the middle of the building. And they don't start off like this, but about midway through they start going like that. So on floor 49, this is where the start of that angled roof part starts, and all the floors in here are kind of just weird. And in here is what I like to call the most cramped room in existence. Actually, no. This is the most cramped room in existence. It's not a room, it's a closet at this point. And on this floor, there's also a window on these two things of stairs. Anyways, all the way up to floor 52, the very top, where we have a very nice looking glass canopy, I want to call it, sort of. It's very well structured with this giant frame, and if it was real windy outside, I would not be afraid to be in here. And just look how sturdy it is. This is the elevator to get up from floor 45, and this is to the lobby. And they all say to lobby on the down elevator. So basically there's a direct route of every up elevator, and on the one down elevator it just goes to the lobby. And they all say to lobby on them. And I do believe that that is everything, guys. So, I mean, how long did it take me to build this building? And the answer is way too long. This building took 6 months to build up the whole thing, and about half that time was just doing all the rooms and stuff, I'd say, probably. Anyways, guys, that's it for the tour. That's everything, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.